Transculturation is a term coined by Cuban anthropologist Fernando Ortiz in 1947 to describe the phenomenon of merging and converging cultures. Transculturation encompasses more than transition from one culture to another. It does not consist merely of acquiring another culture or of losing or uprooting a previous culture. Rather, it merges these concepts and additionally carries the idea of the consequent creation of new cultural phenomena. Ortiz also referred to the devastating impact of Spanish colonialism on Cuba's indigenous peoples as a failed transculturation. Transculturation can often be the result of colonial conquest and subjugation, especially in a postcolonial era as native peoples struggle to regain their own sense of identity. In simple terms, transculturation reflects the natural tendency of people to resolve conflicts over time, rather than exacerbating them. Where transculturation impacts ethnicity and ethnic issues, the term ethnoconvergence is sometimes used. In one general sense, transculturation covers war, ethnic conflict, racism, multiculturalism, cross-culturalism, interracial marriage, and any other of a number of contexts that deal with more than one culture. In the other general sense, transculturation is one aspect of global phenomena and human events. The general processes of transculturation are extremely complex, steered by powerful forces at the macrosocial level, yet ultimately resolved at the interpersonal level. The driving force for conflict is simple proximity. Boundaries, once separating people, become the issue of a conflict when societies encroach upon one another territorially. If a means to coexist cannot be immediately found, then conflicts can be hostile, leading to a process by which contact between individuals leads to some resolution. Often, history shows us, the processes of coexistence begins with hostilities, and with the natural passing of polarist individuals, comes the passing of their polarist sentiments, and soon some resolution is achieved. Degrees of hostile conflict vary from outright genocidal conquest, to lukewarm infighting between differing political views within the same ethnic community. These changes often represent differences between homeland pawns, and their diasporic communities abroad. Nevertheless, obstacles to ethnoconvergence are not great. The primary issue, language, can be overcome within a single generation, as is evident in the easy acclimation of children of foreign parents. English, for example, is spoken by more non-Anglo-American people than Anglo-Americans, making it the current lingua franca, the worldwide de facto standard international language. Processes of transculturation become more complex within the context of globalization, given the multiple layers of abstraction that permeate everyday experiences. Elizabeth Cath argues that in the global era we can no longer consider transculturation only in relation to the face-to-face, but that we need to take into account the many layers of abstracted interactions that are interwoven through face-to-face encounters, a phenomenon that she describes as layers of transculturation. Cath draws upon the concept of constitutive abstraction as seen in the work of Australian social theorists Jeff Sharp and Paul James.